Trained by day, Kyle Wigginton podcast by night, all day.
So yeah, I got into making mead, and one day I was like, what else can I use to make mead? Like, what other kinds of yeast? And I was doing a little word association thing, and I was like, women have yeast. So I started looking around for these women to give me pussy yeast. And I'm asking all these women that I know, and they're all like, no, I'm not doing that shit. I even bought like the kits to swab and everything. Had the agar plates ready to go. I had it all. I had the whole science experiment ready to go. Couldn't get anyone to give it to me. So finally I was like, fuck it. We have AI now, right? So I hit AI up and I was like, yo, where can I get some pussy yeast at? And it was like, well, you should make a profile on this website and tell them that you work for Tulane University, and then they'll send it to you. That's exactly what I did. So I make this profile and they send me this pussy yeast. And then what they do is when you're doing
who's they? Who sent you the
it was a lab.
Oh my God.
Oh, bro, you can get anything you want from a lab, dude.
What?
Yeah, and they don't even question it, too. If you say I work for university, they're like, sure, take it. But what they do is they follow up. Okay.
Oh, so you have to be like
so you have to show your experiment. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. So because I did it. It worked. Yeah. Yeah. And so I sent all the stuff that I had done and with them, and immediately my shit was canceled.
Yeah, I mean, wait. So when you say it worked, though, what do you mean? Like you made,
I made wine with pussies.
Does it taste good?
Yeah, right. I was like, I have a lot of questions here.
It wasn't bad. Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Did you get drunk off of it?
No, I never drank enough to get drunk. We did sample it on the podcast several times, and then
did you tell the people that were sampling it?
Oh, absolutely.
I just want to make sure.
And now a lot of them question the actual mead that I make. Because I make really good mead.
Yeah, they're like, have you seen the movie Fried Green Tomatoes?
Oh yeah.
I'm like, what's in this?
The chocolate cakes.
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah. Yeah, no. So surprisingly though, it tasted well. It was a very low ABV, so it's more like kombucha.
Okay.
Yeah. Like a 2% alcohol.
Kombucha, dude.
So, dude, that was the entire thing. Was I was gonna hit up OnlyFans models and be like, yo, you should sell this product.
Yeah.
And we basically like make mead making kits with their yeast.
Okay. Now we're getting business savvy here. I get. Yeah. If there's any time to do it, it's now.
If that one chick sold her bathwater, you could sell pussy mead.
Yeah.
For real.
Oh, Sydney Sweeney, right?
I don't know.
Well, I drink her bathwater.
Yeah.
So anyway, David Lopez.
Yeah.
In the house.
Yeah. What's happening? Thanks for having me, man.
You're welcome, dude. Yeah, it was the show was great last night, dude.
Appreciate it. It was a nice shout out to Howlin' Wolf for having us. But it's been a really fun trip. Been now this is day 3 of getting the full like Louisiana, New Orleans experience, and getting tired.
I would say you definitely got the experience with what happened last night.
Yeah. I mean, look, we're from cities. I mean, we live in Milwaukee. I'm from Chicago, and like stuff goes down. But like, we just happened to be on a Saturday night in New Orleans when we come back to our hotel. And there was like a lot of police presence, a lot of things going on, and unfortunately, things happen. I hate it. But,
yeah. And what he's referring to is someone got shot last night.
Yeah,
and
4 people got shot. 1 person died.
Yeah, 1 person died. It was people from Chicago too. I read the story this morning, and I was like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was looking for it last night because we walked by. We were going to get food, and then we walked by, and there was all these cops everywhere. But then, like at our hotel, there was all these cops too because there was a shooting, and like they were shooting at a bus or something like that, but nobody got hit. So then we're like, that was weird. And then we walk over there, and there's this. And then I read the story, and it was like, it was a 33-year-old girl from Chicago, and it was like, man, obviously, I'm being from there. It doesn't matter who it is, that sucks. But also, like, we were talking to people who were visiting in town from Chicago. Mm-hmm. We were like, now it's like it just makes you think, like, oh man, that's crazy. Like,
yeah. Yeah. But that's part of living in the city that most people don't realize when they live in like small towns. Like I'm from a small town.
Yeah.
And they don't realize how dangerous it is in cities.
I mean, anywhere. I mean, like they even said, I heard the news conference, or whatever. It's like you obviously legally carry weapons and stuff. But like, if you're going to go on Bourbon Street and be drinking till like 4 or 5 in the morning, like, and you don't know how many people have weapons, like that's where it's really dangerous. You're like, I understand, like, carry, like I understand the right and all that stuff. But when you're drinking like that is not, it's just scary. Like,
yeah, so like I mean, there's really no way to like police that either, really.
That's a good point. Like
they tried to do that on Beale Street at one point in time. Beale Street in Memphis.
Yeah, I've never been, but yeah.
Yeah, so what they did, Beale Street is basically just a straight shot.
Okay.
It's not like French Quarter. French Quarter is like a diagram.
Yeah.
But it's like a box. French Quarter is. But Bill Street, what they did was they put a police presence on the front of it and at the end of it, and they just like search you when you come through.
Oh,
basically.
so you have to get like almost like you're going to a game. Like they're like,
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I mean, like Water Street on Milwaukee, like they do the cop thing, but they don't like search people like that. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, every city would have to go through how they're going to do it, but I just, we were talking about it the other day. Like, I just think like a lot of the shootings that happen, particularly being from a city that has so many shootings, like, I have to guess that a lot of them are like, there's a lot of intoxication like involved. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not, look, I drink, enjoy drinking. I'm just saying the mix of all of it, I think is pretty toxic. Like clearly, there's probably a lot of evidence that it's toxic. Like,
well, I would say it's probably not even just drinking too. There's probably other things.
Oh, so
involved,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess it's living in a city though, right? Take the good with the bad.
Yeah, I mean,
Chicago's like #1, right?
I don't know if it still is, but it was always. I mean, like I was like Chicago's such a big city that like I can tell people all the time, it's like a couple cities in one. Like you don't like whenever I go to travel places and I'm like, I say where I'm from, and a lot of times they're like, oh wow, and I'm like, dude, that's not the. I mean, I grew up in the city, but like everybody's experience is so different. It's such a big city. Come to a city like New Orleans or even Milwaukee, where I live now, like the city's so significantly smaller that everything is just like closer together. Like you just like, so you just, I don't know, it's more like mixed, I guess. But
yeah, and everyone around here fucking knows everybody. That's what's crazy.
I believe that. I mean, it seems like it's pretty, like everybody seems pretty accessible, I would say. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, you saw me last night at Howling Wolf. Like I knew so many fucking people there that were comedians and stuff that come to the bar here because we do comedy nights at the bar. So just like all kinds of people or stuff I've done film with.
Well, once you get into like the art community specifically, like you're definitely filtering down already, right? And then like comedy, like 'cause I used to run a half comedy show, half music show back in Chicago, and I didn't like, I'm not in that world like that much, but like I do see how like, oh, you ends up seeing the same faces. I mean, I don't know how many mics you have every night here, but I'm sure there's a good amount. But it makes sense to me that you would see, like, if you go to another comedy show, you're probably gonna see somebody because you run a mic here, right? So like,
dude, it's impressive how many comedians come out. I'm talking like 30, 40 comedians
for your mic here.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's crazy. And it's like every comedian in the city.
Really?
Like they all go to one place whenever they're going and like travel in packs. Pretty fun.
I was talking to Proper English, who's on our show last night, and he used to do stand up, which I actually didn't really know.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. So he was telling me about like the scene, and he was saying back in like when he was doing it more, like this is the kind of city where you could do like 5 mics in a night, and like just bounce around, that's awesome. It's cool. I didn't know that like what the comedy scene was like here. Obviously, know the music scene is so strong, but
yeah, no, comedians, this is a great place for growth. And then after that, then you need to go somewhere else. Yeah. But I mean, it's a good place for that and for doing like little skits and stuff, man. Like the comedians around here do so much stuff just because this is such a relaxed city. Like no one's ever come at you and be like, you got a permit for that? Like you'll just, yeah, you just do your thing, man.
That's good to know. So you just shoot your videos anywhere? Who cares?
Anywhere. No one cares.
I'll be like in my 40s still using the line like, is this a student film, bro? I don't need a permit. It's a student film.
Oh, dude, we were outside on the street one night at 4 a.m. and it was one of the comedians were dancing in his underwear for a film he was doing, just walking down the middle of the fucking street.
Okay.
Yeah, no one gave a shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been the weirdest thing that I've seen this weekend. That would not have been the weirdest thing.
I bet, man. Especially if you've been in the French Quarter.
I'm telling you, we did 2 nights in a row where we went and got food at Bourbon Street at like 4 a.m. after our shows, and we were like, "There's a lot going on here."
Oh, yeah.
Like,
dude, I learned a lot whenever I moved to New Orleans and started working in the French Quarter.
Yeah. How long you been here?
I've been in New Orleans now for 11 years, and I worked in the French Quarter the first 3 years that I was here, and then I escaped. Yeah. There are some people that don't escape.
Wait, where are we right now?
Right now, you're on Ferret Street. It's like a neighborhood in, what would they call it? This is Mid-City. No, it's not Mid-City. This is Uptown.
This is Uptown?
Yeah, it's the Uptown area.
I've heard Uptown a lot of songs. So
yeah. I mean, I don't know what that even means. Yeah, it's just like the area that you're in. It's just like,
man, I was a huge Lil Wayne fan and that whole camp. So, I mean, I've heard them talk about Uptown a lot. So, yeah, Wayne's birthday was yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what E.T. shouted out on stage. I was like, is that a holiday down here? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like,
yeah, I've been in several areas that Wayne and all them rap out, like the Holly Grove area, and the video they shot, Bounce That Ass.
Yeah,
they shot that right down the street.
Okay, I need to see that. I feel like we need to go see that. It's fucking
dope, dude.
I feel like I need to see that. Like,
yeah, it's just crazy to see that and be like, holy shit, like this is still the same fucking area.
I have vivid memories of that music video. Like when I was a kid, seeing it on like the box. I'm like, yo, what? That was crazy,
dude. Yeah. We take it for granted too, man. I guess when you've been living here for so long, you're just like, yeah, that's the place. Yeah, but like you don't realize that when I was a child, man, when that video came on, that was the school dances that I went to, everyone lit up to those songs, man.
Oh no, dude, it still goes. Wayne's a legend, man. He's, like I said, he was one of my favorites when I was younger.
Dude, I did have a major argument with a guy the other night out here though, because I'm a Wayne fan, but I'm also an Eminem fan.
Okay.
And I think that it's hard to compare those two. And he was trying to compare those two.
I mean, they're different artists. I don't think there's I mean, like what was the
Well, he was saying that Wayne is better. And I'm like, you know, he may be better in your eyes, but I think that they're doing two different types of music.
they are doing. I mean, like right once again, I mean, like people want to have the competition, but that's like that sounds like somebody who's like ready to like let's argue about it.
That's
like,
what he wanted.
Yeah, because like there's no need, like they're just both legends. Like it is what it is. Like we were just talking about Eminem actually earlier, and like I mean, both those guys have been doing it for so long, so there's been so many different like kind of phases of their career, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you think about some of the early M stuff, like any of the singles, right? Like The Way I Am, or like even like Cleaning Out My Closet, like all those songs, like he rapped differently than he raps now. Like he raps like I would say generally speaking, like much faster now. Like that is just like where he's at. But what's cool, and Wayne is evolved too, he's different. What's cool though is like LeBron in basketball, when you do something for like 20 years in the public eye, you just see different like levels to this. And like you're a legend just for being able to stay in the game for 20 years.
Right.
Not to mention how much great stuff you've made. Like that's I just love watching people who are like the highest like level of their thing. You know, it's just like
Yeah, it's crazy. Even he talks about it. He's like, I don't know what I'm going to say the next time I open my mouth, but every time I do, I just keep going higher and higher.
yeah.
The dude's incredible. Yeah, I've been a fan of his ever since I heard "Hi, My Name Is."
Yeah.
Bro, I heard that shit on the radio, and I had one of those like Walkman things at the time, and I just held it up to the radio and was like recording it. And I went to my mom and was like, "Can you buy this for me?"
This is something that kids don't remember, and I hate sounding like an old head,
dude.
but like, yeah, I mean, we used to record, so like, you have like the top 9 at 9 o'clock on B96 or on the Power 92 in Chicago, whatever, like playing, and you have to put your cassette in to record the songs, and then you have the songs on your cassette, and you can run them back. Like that's so throwback.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that that also helped us develop critical thinking skills that I think people are lacking today.
Well, I mean that, but really, it's what I think is more just about the value of music in general, and like if you had to take that much effort to hear the songs you like, you're gonna view the concept of like what a song is differently than if it takes 2 seconds for you to just go search it. And look, we are where we are. I don't even like say streaming is what it is, but like that has changed.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have to go to a store or wait in a line, or like that's all part of the experience. Like, so we've taken that away. So I mean, it's no surprise to me that the value of it is down.
Yeah, I think it was maybe Henry Rollins. Is that his name? Is that a singer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was talking about it a while back. He was saying that he misses that, and that's what he still does when he goes and gets a record.
Yeah,
is he like goes home and he like opens the record up and he looks at all the lyrics and stuff in it, and then
the liner notes. Oh, I missed the liner notes. Those are like the best. Having the book and the album where they took a photo shoot, they did like a whole thing that goes with it. Like that's I miss all that stuff. Honestly, shout out to Nola Mix Records. They hosted us yesterday for a little listening session and album promo, and places like that, like local record stores, like it's cool because it's encouraging to still see like just random people walking through there, just going record shopping and buying records. Like there still is a lot of people who care about this stuff, but it's just fewer and far in between,
Yeah. And you think it's just because of the ease of access?
Yeah. I mean, you can get every song that's ever been made for $10 a month. Like, I mean, it's just different. Like, and I do it too. Look, I pay for Spotify and Apple. Like I have them all because that's what I do. And like podcasts as well. Like, just the, overwhelming amount of podcasts and the easy accessibility. And I'm a huge fan. Also dips out of the music crowd too. Like, I think, there's just more competition in what you're going to listen to. Like when you're driving somewhere for 2 hours, like,
yeah. And that actually brings up a good point where you're not going to do it just for the fame anymore. You have to do it because you love the stuff.
I mean, hopefully you were always doing that. And then the other parts were the byproducts of it, but definitely now, because I mean, I say this all the time in our shows, like there's no answers and there's no guarantee that anybody is going to be what you would deem successful in this. You have to kind of, pick that yourself and see where you're at with it. But you really do got to, as cliche as it sounds, you got to enjoy the journey and not the destination. Like there's no destination, right? I mean, you can have goals, but at the same time, if you're not enjoying the work on the day to day, you're just like that's the life. You're living life in the day to day when you're doing that stuff. Don't wait to live your life when you hit your, supposed goal or destination. Like then you're just going to like waste a lot of time. And there's nobody, even labels don't know how to say this is going to work for sure. There's no answers. Keep making the best stuff you can make,
Yeah, that's why a lot of people think that the labels are now making very generic stuff because they kind of found a formula that they're working with, but they're not taking risk anymore.
They're not, in generally speaking, I'm sure there are people who are, but like they're developing a lot less artists. What they're doing is finding artists who already have a guaranteed fan base via social media, or even if they can sell tickets. I mean, selling tickets is hard right now, but if people can sell hard tickets, that's what you're looking at. But generally speaking, I think that labels and these bigger, music companies in general are looking at people who already have established fan bases, where I feel like younger, there was more risks taken on like, I just saw this person singing at this bar. They're amazing. Like, how can I develop them? I'm sure that still exists. I just don't hear about it as much,
Yeah. Well, dude, there's so much great talent here in New Orleans that you see that shit all the time. And it's like, why are these people not?
Have you ever been to Nashville?
I've been in Nashville, yeah.
So I remember that vividly when I went there that one time. I've only been there once, but like, first of all, there's talent everywhere. But like, you go to a city like that, and you're just like, any bar you go to, like, it's like one of the best singers I've ever heard. Like, what is this? Amazing. And it just reminds you, like, there's so many other factors that like will make an artist successful. It's just not just about talent,
Right.
Unfortunately. But
so there's a guy that I know. His name's Mikey Duran. Shouts out Mikey. Dude's got like the voice of a fucking angel, man.
Okay.
It doesn't even make sense when you're looking at the guy. You're like, why do you, when you open your mouth, do you sing like this?
Mix between Fergie and Jesus.
That's what it is. But no, the guy was on fucking American Idol, and they heard him sing, and then they were like, nah.
Yeah.
Just because he didn't have a good story.
Oh, I believe that.
Yeah, they were trying to sell the story. They weren't trying to sell the singer.
Something that I think is interesting is that like a lot of people, because we're all around this topic, I don't want it to sound like it's like before it was always just talent and then all the other things. Because people nowadays are like, well, I wish I could just make it because I'm talent, but now it's all about being viral and doing all these other things. To be honest, it's the music industry and the entertainment industry has always been more than just talent. There is always an element of like, what's the story that built this character or whatever, or there's an image thing. There's like a lot of factors. It's always been that forever. Like, Eminem, we were just talking about, like, they knew how to like he was amazing. He's an amazing rapper. And like, they knew that, but like, great story. Like the story mattered. It definitely played an impact on his success early on. Like,
do you think that he actually lived like 8 Mile, or do you think that was,
I have no reason to not think that Eminem's story is legit. I mean, first of all, the movie 8 Mile is an awesome movie.
Great movie.
I love that movie. But I mean, no, I think so. I mean, all accounts are like, that was pretty much how his life was. It sounds like,
Yeah, I just wonder if that was like an image, Like, what if it's going to come out one day that his dad, worked for Israel or some shit? He's one of those guys.
I mean, there's plenty of stories of those kind of like situations. I don't think that's going to be the case with him, but I'm sure there's plenty of those cases where you're like, oh, wow. Like, I didn't know that was his dad. Like, no wonder. Like,
that was my argument for Eminem the other night was, dude, I think that guy makes fucking poetry.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's different music from what Wayne was. He was making the argument that Wayne makes poetry, and I'm like, I
don't know. Real G's move in silence like lasagnas. That's poetry. Nah, Wayne, man, at the height of his the drought series, like all those bars and punchlines and metaphors, honestly, I know he doesn't even write. He does it in his head, or like that's what it's always I've seen on videos. That's poetry. That's beautiful. That was like he made beautiful, like amazing metaphors. You're like, yo, what? Like, and like to just do that in your head is crazy. Like,
do you believe that?
I mean, I think I do because I sometimes, obviously not at his level, but I can do the same thing where you write in your own head. So it's not like you're not writing, but you're just writing in your head and you're building the song. And I don't know what his exact approach is, but he's not the only artist who does that.
Well, no, Harry Mack, dude.
Harry Mack is awesome.
He's incredible. It's watching him do his thing is like, how?
Do you know Harry Mack, Keith? Yeah.
It's like anything that gets put in front of him, he can just like spit.
Go on the street and just start looking at people and start fucking talking about their wardrobes and his raps. It's nuts.
No, I love people who can do that. That's a different skill set.
Yeah, I've never heard him sing like a song and I've been like, this is fucking dope. I've only seen him do the freestyle thing where I'm like, this is dope. But when it comes to actually making music,
well, I mean, I don't know his catalog, but I'm sure he has like a lot of songs out. But it is a completely different skill set. It is. I mean, it's still rapping and performing and knowing cadences and doing all that stuff. But the skill set to think like that,
it's crazy.
It's different from writing a record.
Yeah, they should put his ass in an MRI and study him. I mean, seriously, dude, freestyling like that, my brain can't even fathom. Yeah. Like your brain's gotta be working on a different frequency. I think that about everybody, man. Like even when you're playing sports, it's like there are some people that perceive time differently.
Yeah. Sports are. I mean, I'm a basketball player my whole life. Like that's my passion, or I love it. But I love sports in general as a thing to look at for like those kind of things where you're like, first of all, there's just like like out of this world like athletes, and then you're just like they also are thinking on such a level because when you spend that much time on anything,
Yeah.
like it's impressive, and it's just like you can see the results in these games, and it's like, yeah, I'm a big believer in the value of what sports can like bring.
Yeah,
in
you
general.
played basketball your whole life?
Yeah, into college. I mean, small like Division III college, but yeah, it was like that's my like first
Collegiate basketball player too.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
What
I
what?
played at Bethel University
Okay.
in Tennessee.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Dude, what? Were you a forward? Were you?
Yeah, I was forward.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No, it was fun, but the scale from like high school to college, the speed was so different.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I mean that's kind of what I think about whenever because I was working my ass off playing basketball, but there was some guys that were just so much better than me.
Yeah, I mean the biggest difference between the different divisions when we're talking about college, I always said like D3, D2, D1. The biggest difference is height and athleticism. Skill set goes with that too, but honestly, I know some Division III players that were just as skilled, and if not more, and I know some Division I players who weren't as skilled. But it's the height and athleticism you can't teach some of that
Right.
stuff. So I definitely think that's the biggest difference. Like, I mean, that's why a big school will take a risk on somebody who's like just physically gifted because you just can't teach that.
Yeah.
And then like you got to work on the skill part of it.
Yeah, dude, the first time I ran off of a screen and hit a 7-footer, it was like hitting a fucking brick wall, man.
Yeah.
Just like a solid wall full of muscle.
No,
like,
it's
what is
different. I
this?
mean, like for me being like a guard, like you have to like I always knew like, and I was more of an athletic guard in high school because you're like I'm 6'1", like you could still get away with doing a lot of stuff in the lane. And then as you go to college, I learned, and as I played at a higher level, just in general, it's like your floater game better be really good. If you're not like 6'5", like you got a good floater game, and you just got to have a good outside game. Otherwise, you're not. I mean, unless you got like a 40-inch vert, you're gonna have a tough time. Like,
Yeah. Did that lead into making rap music, or was it the other way around?
No, it did. So, yeah, I talk about this a lot. My artistic career really began as my collegiate basketball, like my junior year of college. I played all 4 years, but my junior year, I started taking acting classes and writing music with my friends. Just 'cause I lived in a musical house. It was like the basketball house, but a couple of my roommates were like making funny songs and stuff. So I got to kind of dip my toes in there. But I was always the guy making the warm-up CDs, like making I was always like downloading the newest music all the time. So I was always really into that. But then as basketball, I think I could see the end of the road on that avenue. I mean, I knew I wasn't gonna be playing overseas. Like I wanted to, but it wasn't gonna happen. So I think my brain just started shifting and I got obsessed with music and acting too, but music specifically, like right away. I was just like, I would be writing in my notebooks on the way to games. I remember in hotels at away games, I'm writing songs, like all this stuff, which in hindsight, like my mindset was probably halfway out already on just knowing that this is ending. Right?
Yeah. Well, that was my thing too. Is like I said, I was working my ass off, but there was just guys that were just excelling over me, and I'm like, well, they got it.
Yeah.
Like I just don't have it. Like so, I started like looking for other outlets and stuff. Actually, one of the guys who I used to play basketball with, I think he's from Milwaukee. He's a hip hop guy too.
What's his name?
Laurel. Yeah, we'll pull him up after the podcast. But
you know what? This to what we were talking about earlier about falling in love with the journey and not the like destination or whatever. I actually when I talk about like my basketball experience, or anything like that, I talk about Division III. I'm like, Division III is one of those things where you better love the sport. Like you better be in love with basketball.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Just like the D1, less glory, but you still got to wake up at 5:30 in the morning for
Dude,
months before the season starts. And like, there's a lot of like behind the scenes stuff that like it's just you got to really love it to do it.
Well, it taught me discipline is what it taught me.
For sure.
Yeah. 'Cause I mean, I didn't love it. No, I by the time I had gotten to college, I was like, I fucking hate this shit. Like, what am I doing?
Really?
Like, I'd much rather go and like, live my life doing something else. I still did it though, because I was paying for my school.
So
But
that's
like I said, it taught me discipline. I was like, I got to get up and do this. Got to do this because it's paying for this. So I mean, and that's bled into like the rest of my life.
That is discipline though. Yeah, I mean it is because knowing that like it's still worth it for you because the schooling thing and stuff. And honestly, you're still gonna. First of all, keeps you in shape still. I mean, you're still playing, you're doing all those things. I'm sure you still had good experiences with your teammates, I would imagine.
Oh my God. Yeah. We still keep in contact. Like last night when you were performing, I was texting one of them who's a politician now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We were texting about, they're moving the National Guard to Memphis.
They are?
Yeah. He's a Tennessee politician. And I'm like, well,
yeah.
If you ever need some help coming up with solutions that aren't devastating.
Seriously. Yeah. This is like, well, that's cool though. But I mean, the lifelong connections you make when you're on a team and stuff like that. I believe in talking about like going into the music part of it, like, that taught me like in high school, I was on not very good teams, but I was like the star. And going into college, I knew that I just really wanted to win. And so I had, I used to learn to adjust your, personal feelings by taking a step back and being like, I want to win. I want to be a part of something bigger.
Yeah.
And that way. And I look at music that way. Like obviously I look out for myself and my own artist career, but like I want to be around people that are awesome, that are making awesome music, that are making me make better music, that are doing all that. And I'm happy for my friend's success. And I think these are lessons that I've learned from sports. Like I really do. And it's like, that's how you play as a team, man. If my friend is doing great, we have songs together. You think that it all bleeds together. It's all good. Like
you got to, man. You got to grow as a team.
Yeah.
When it comes to moving in the arts, I mean, you can move quick alone, but if you want to go far, you need to go with a team.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. I think it's probably a lot of things, to be honest. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the approach we take too with our film stuff that we do down here. Is we've all been doing film ever since we moved down here, so now we just kind of move as one.
In what capacity? Like, are you?
The last one we released was our first feature. It was called Amityville NATO.
Okay, but are you directing? Are you writing? Are you?
A little bit of it all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
and the last one all I did was act and produced.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, I do it all.
I'm an actor too, so it's so funny because it's like the basketball. I know a lot of people who play collegiate sports and are now in the entertainment world. And
yeah,
like when you just like something about the principles.
What do you think that is? Like, why do you think people that were that go into this?
I mean, there's probably a lot of things. I mean, one, you're used to playing sports in any level still is entertainment because there's crowds there. Like, so you're still used to that. But I mean, I think there's a level of like, you have to be focused on something and like to work on it. And if you're used to doing that, I don't know. I'm not sure, but I think that I know I could see from the basketball to like the music thing, that just made a lot of sense to me. Cause it is like, you just have to you have to put the work in. You have to do yourself. It's like going to get shots up, or it's the same thing. Like studio time for me is the same thing as me going to the gym and getting shots up. It's just not the physical part. Acting is a little different because acting is the career that is hurry up and wait. Like it's just, I remember my acting teacher told me, like, if you want to do this for a long time, make sure you have another passion or something else that is keeping your time busy, whether that be writing your own films and working on your own stuff, which is, can help the acting side too. Because otherwise you're just waiting for calls. I'm doing my best in these auditions, and then I'm just like, it is what it is. When I get stuff, I get stuff. I can't overthink it. So
yeah. The best thing about acting is we discovered this over the years because we were doing the same thing with just acting in the beginning, and then we're like, no, we can actually make our own shit.
Yeah.
And us making our own shit has led us to getting more calls for acting.
Yeah, no, I believe it. It's a little bit of both. Now I'm in the union, so like there's some lines on like, which indie projects you can do and stuff like that.
That's why I never joined it.
I had to. I had because of a couple of things I booked. I just had. I was forced to. I was on
I just make them fill out the paperwork. I'm SAG eligible, but I'm gonna join it just because I don't like to be pushed around on what artistic projects I can join and can't.
I hear you. I will be honest.
But if they are gonna pay me like $10,000 for a thing, I'll do that. I'll join then.
Look, I'll be honest, man. Two things. First, I lost the night that I had to join SAG. I booked an episode of Dark Matters, the show on Apple.
I love that show.
I've never actually got it, but I just did a small scene in the episode. Yeah. It's not out yet, but so I booked it, and then they were like, "You have to join tonight." The next morning, I had gotten I think it was a date lock for a Best Buy commercial, but it was non-union. And I always knew once I joined the union, you're risking. My auditions are going to go down because it's going to be more specific projects, and things are going to happen that way. Within 12 hours. They pulled me off the Best Buy ad right away because Best Buy was going non-union. Even a company as big as Best Buy was going non-union. So they pulled me off that. And then but I still had the union stuff. And then a lot less auditions. But here's the thing. Now I am starting to get residuals off of like, I was on Chicago Fire. Mm-hmm. And like, I just never knew what that world was like. And now I can see, like, if you're on these shows, you can do well.
The residuals are worth it though, because I have friends that get like 2-cent residuals.
Well, yeah, those exist for sure. But I mean, I've gotten both. I've gotten some that have surprised me, and I was on 2 episodes of the show, but it was a prime time. It's a prime time show. It's on NBC. So I think the rates are whatever. It's not like crazy. I don't want people to think it's like an insane number. But all I'm saying is now I can actually see like how this works. I'm like, oh, if you're on like 5 episodes of a season of a show, on top of the money you're getting there with the residuals, if the show's doing well, I can see how you could be pretty successful.
Oh yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, look at the guys that actually book like a big show, like the Friends cast. Yeah. I mean, they're set for the rest of their life, millions of dollars per year.
And that was a different setup. What I don't know now is how residuals are going to work for streaming shows, because like I'm waiting on these couple of movies I did to come out, and sure they'll probably be on streaming, but I was always thinking like, how does that happen?
Well, I mean, we're about to be into a very weird world with AI and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, how do you feel about that? Because that's going to really change the music scene as well as the movie scene.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
No.
Not at all. That shit's weird.
Well, I think here's what I think. I think that Spotify needs to implement a button that when you click it, it can be no AI music.
Yeah, they need to be more transparent about all this stuff. I mean, in general, I still believe in the fact that real art will live on because I think the human element is so important and like it matters. Like the human to human connection is the thing that's about art that matters so much. I think there's a reason that I think people right now are actually kind of tuning in. Like shout out to Milwaukee. A lot of the music's like it's not as polished as you might think because we don't actually want everything to be so perfect. We don't actually want that. I don't think. I think we want to feel like this is real, this is organic, this is happening. I can just feel it, and I think that I actually think we double down on that more now. When now we're gonna be, we don't even know what's real anymore, right? But you'll know it's real if it's not like I don't know if something's off about the mix or something like that. You're like, because AI is not gonna do that. AI is not gonna make the perfect little tweak or the forget one little thing somewhere. So I don't know. I will say though, when it comes to like visual stuff. There's two things, right? I hate that people will lose likely jobs on it, but then you also think about like, don't you think there's probably low budget projects that could get made now that couldn't get made before?
Right.
So there's something to that too, because we want to see more art. I don't know. I don't. In general, though, we need real artists. We need real art, but I'm sure there's benefits to having AI as hopefully a helper or something. You know,
That's my thing. Is like, I use AI for a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
And it's kind of like my creative helper in the fact that it gives me time back.
Yeah. I respect that. Yeah, for sure.
So like I could spend hours editing something, rotoscoping something out, or I could just dump it in an AI program. An AI program does it in 10 minutes and I'm going on with the project. Or when it comes to like the shorts that we do, the short content, I could spend hours editing down clip after clip. But I dump it in an AI program and it chops it up really easy based on the transcript.
Yeah, that's what I mean about the benefits of it, particularly for maybe like a small business owner or, anybody doing it independently. Like, a lot of times I think when people are complaining about stuff, they're thinking about big money companies when they're complaining about it. But like, think about like the mom and pop shops that are like now able to maybe have cooler graphics and cooler promo videos or something like that.
If they use it though, man, there's a lot of people I know that don't even use it.
Well, we're in such early stages of it, right? Like people are going to, I mean, it's 15 years. It's probably just like a normal thing for everybody. You probably just know how to do it.
You think they will? Or you think they're going to make it illegal?
I don't know what the world's going to be in like 5 years, bro. So like, I don't know, man. Like,
I think that all the time. I just sit there and think like, I'm trying to project myself into the future, like 5 years. And it's like, what is it going to be like? Like, are we going to keep going downhill or are we going to actually make this swing back up?
I tend to be more of an optimist. I think we'll persevere. I think the one thing that it will happen is we'll keep moving on. Like we'll keep going. You have to think that way, really.
You mean like as humanity?
Yeah. I mean,
you have kids?
I have 2 kids.
That's why you have to think that way.
You do have to think that way. And honestly, I can't boggle down on, I can, I know about issues. I mean, from a family that cares about, big issues, but also when I have 2 toddlers, like it just forces you to kind of lock in on the day-to-day stuff, right? Like you just gotta like keep it moving. And like, a lot of people are scared for the future for their kids. And I can relate to that. But at the same time, I'm just like, man, times have always been weird. And yeah, they feel weirder now, but times have always been weird. And, we just got to keep persevering. Just keep going.
Yeah, I'm a huge conspiracy guy.
Okay.
I love them.
Okay.
And my best friend back home, he likes to send me conspiracies, but he's got 3 daughters and he's a basketball coach. And I'm like, dude, you need to like focus on basketball and your daughters. Don't focus on the chaos in the world.
So
like,
the
let me focus on those.
Theorist of you recognizes that this guy needs to not focus on conspiracy.
Yeah, I'm like, you need to like lock in on your family and do that stuff, and let me worry about conspiracies.
So, have you always been like into that stuff, or
no? Just when they started coming true.
I mean, like, what do you mean they're all there? Like,
well, so like, I don't know. My entire life, I've been told, aliens aren't real, chakras are all bullshit. Like it's all pseudoscience. And then when I started diving into it a little deeper, I started realizing that, aliens might not be here or they could be. Like there's a possibility.
Yeah.
especially with the 3-eye atlas thing that's just going on
Dude,
right now.
I sent this to my wife the other day. I'm like, hey, I think the aliens are coming.
Yeah, well, I mean, you just never know. So like, I don't see why anyone would just automatically write it off the board.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's kind of been my whole thing with conspiracies. Is like, I'm not going to choose yes or no, but I'm going to do some research. And I'm going to like see use critical thinking.
Yeah.
I'm going to make my own opinion on it. Same way with like the chakras and stuff. It's like, I was raised as a Christian, but then when I started diving into like Buddhism and Hinduism and things like that, I was like, holy shit, like there's something to this.
Yeah, there's something to all of them. I'm a preacher's kid myself. And yeah, I mean, there's something to all of them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's not like, this goes to your point about aliens and unidentified stuff. And you're like, how could you even, like when people say like, if you should be agnostic about all these things because nobody really knows. Like, and like, how could you argue with somebody saying, I don't know, why not? That could be possible because we don't know. Like, and that's, I mean, it's the same thing with religions and stuff. I think religions can be, and you know, spirituality, all that can be guidelines for how you can live. But when we get too stringent upon what's literal and what's the rules or whatever like that, then that's when things start to, you know, go left. But I feel like, yeah, we're looking at things as guidelines and just being like, we don't actually know the answers to any of this stuff. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, I think the answers are actually in some of this stuff. I think that when you start talking about things like astrology and things, you know, most people like write that shit off, but I think it's just like a high science.
Yeah. I don't know it enough. Yeah. What do you mean by that?
That's the whole thing is no one actually knows it enough. They go, oh, that's just pseudoscience. It's frou-frou. It's bullshit. But it's like when you actually dive into the nuances of it and you realize that the person that's rendered in front of me right now is just photons bouncing off my eyes. And there's all kinds of, there's all kinds of stars and things out there that are shooting, you know, ions and stuff at you, which it can imprint on your fetus as a baby. That's the whole key with astrology is like saying that you're imprinted as a fetus and then you grow in this life and this life has already been dictated for you.
Y'all got some weed. No, that was wild. No, I mean, yeah, dude, life is a mystery. And when you actually start to think about that stuff, you're like, yeah, dude, this is what's real. But I mean, look, people go crazy thinking about this stuff. Like the smartest people in the world that overthink, you know, the molecules in the table, honestly, sometimes end up being like suicidal and crazy because like if you overthink all these things, I don't know, man. It can get dark too,
well, especially
right?
when you're talking about things like this, because yeah, I mean, there are times when I'm thinking about these things, and I'm like, well, what's the point of doing anything then?
That's what I'm saying. That's the point. When you do all that stuff, you get to that. That's at least what I've heard from a lot of. I mean, whatever.
I think once you hit that wall, like you just kind of have to hit that point where it's like, all right, if nothing matters, then like everything matters at the same time.
That's
so
it,
we're just here to grow and experience.
There you go. The Hermetic principles right there, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's real.
Are you familiar with Hermes Trismegistus?
No.
Or the Hermetic principles?
No. Tell me.
I mean, there are multiple principles, but one of them is duality.
Okay.
So I mean, whenever you reach the point of like the bottom of the pit, you also potentially can reach the divine. Yeah,
I can I get that. I see that. It's like nothing is everything, right? Kind of like what you were saying there. Like yeah. I mean, that's why everybody talks about presence, right? And being in the moment, because that's where you can get some of that. Like it feels like.
And I think that's the beauty of like what we experienced last night. When you're seeing a musician perform in the moment, that's the most present thing you can accomplish.
And you can tell a lot of times. I know from doing it, like, I mean, I try to always be there, but like, yeah, there's times when you're like, not, you know, you might not be fully locked in, but there's a difference even from a crowd's perspective when you see like, oh, they're here right now, or like. I mean, that eyes closed thing, sometimes when somebody's just locked in like that, you're like, they are giving it, like they're doing it. And it doesn't matter how many people are in the room. Yeah, you're right. You're like, honestly, you can't, especially if you're like rap. I mean, we rap, right? So like, you can't sometimes do anything but focus on like, this is what I'm doing right now. Or like, we see like proper English freestyle like crazy last night. Like, think about the presence you have to be able to do that.
Bro, he's good.
Yeah. But like just in general, talking about the Harry Mack thing, like you got to be locked in on the moment.
Yeah.
To be able to make some of that stuff happen, right? Like,
yep. Not even thinking about what is everyone thinking about right now.
Yeah.
I feel like time slows down for him. Like,
yeah.
That's what I'm saying about like the perceiving time differently, man. I feel like some humans just, you know how cats perceive time very differently than humans do?
Okay.
Like when a snake strikes and they can like fucking knock the snake out of the air. Like that's how I think some humans are. I think we just haven't like, our science hasn't grasped that yet.
Yeah, but do you think you can maybe do enough training that's where this? Because you want to slow things down. Like the best people, the people who are best at something. I would imagine skateboarding, right? Like
I was gonna say, do
yeah.
you guys get that with basketball at all? Because I
Yeah.
get that with skateboarding, where if I'm in the middle of a trick, like time is kind of like not really relative to me. It's just me and like focusing on that trick. Because if
Yeah.
you're not present in that moment, you get immediate repercussions. Like you hit concrete.
Yeah, you have to
So
be,
it's like you
right?
have
Yeah,
to
like the
be.
flow state, right?
Yeah. Flow
Yeah,
state.
I definitely think no in sports. That's why I mean I love studying and like looking at sports because it is the same thing. But it's the repetition of doing it so many times when nobody's there. To then the time when there is somebody there, and then I know like thinking about basketball, right? There's times where you think about the move ahead of the time when you're making it, and a lot of times it doesn't go as good. You're like, all right, I'm gonna go in out this way, and then it just doesn't work like that. But when you're like just reacting and responding and doing it yourself, you can't do anything, but you have to be there because you're just like this. You're like in it. And yeah, you don't know what time is at that point. You're just like, yeah.
Yeah. So when I kind of like studied this a little bit. So the mechanisms of that's the myelination of the brain.
Okay.
So the more you do an activity, the more fat deposits you get on those neurons. So it helps the signals go through those neurons faster. It's called myelination, is what it's called.
That's wild.
So yeah, that's why the repetitions actually work, because you're firing those neurons more
Just
and more. So the
yeah.
body says, okay, if we're going to do this go more and more, let's pad this down with some padding so we can get the electrical signals through there faster.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's-
So I mean,
yeah.
once you get all those skills built up in your brain, that's what the flow state is. It's like you're just firing those. They're like firing on their own, basically.
You ever are you familiar with Malcolm Gladwell? No. Okay. He's a writer, but he has this one book that's why am I forgetting the name of this book? But anyways, it's about all the habits of like greatness and like being great, and like he goes through like a lot of the like just like stats about people who end up being like the highest level of whatever. And there's a lot of interesting things. I think the one that stands out that a lot of people talk about all the time is like when you were born and then going into school and then being this isn't exactly what you're talking about, but for some reason it made me think of this is like when you're used to being good. So like the kids who are in Canada, right, for hockey, they say the best players, they're the oldest in their class. So whether they're held back or their birthdays are like, I would say like early fall or something like that. It works that way. Like, and my thinking, and I think they talk about it a little bit, is that first of all, you're used to being good. Cause like if you're the best player or maybe the oldest in your class from such a young age, there's something to being used to being like at a, like, I don't want to say star, but like, like just good at something. But there's a lot of, it's just interesting being like the oldest in your class. I was always the youngest in my class, but yeah.
I was in the middle. Like there was one guy that was older than me, and he was better than me up to a point. And I think it was because he hit puberty earlier.
Okay.
So I mean, I think that's what his thing was.
No, for sure. Yeah. Like,
but but that also pushed me, because I was like, this is my best friend too. So I'm like, this guy's he's been better than me all up until this point right here. So now I'm just gonna fucking work hard. It was after a heartbreak too. So I was like, fuck this shit. And I'm over this shit. So I started going to the gym every night and shooting every night. And then I just came back my junior year and just dominated.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, it's I think that has something to do with puberty though. But I think me putting the reps in every night, going to the gym, that's where it really upped my game, is just because I was pulling off the same moves in the game now that I was doing in practice.
Of course. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I think life is the same way. But I think what you can do, I think that's hijacked with reality these days. This goes into the conspiracies a little bit too. But from a very young age, we go to school, and we have 8-hour school days. We have the authority figures that are that they tell you to go to if you have an issue. And then what do? You graduate, you go into a working class, you have 8-hour work days, and you have an authority figure they tell you to go to if you have an issue. So basically they're wiring you up from a very young age with this myelination to like do this 8-hour work day, this loop in your brain. So in order to break out of that loop is getting away from, I guess, the modern structure of society.
Right.
And it's like, how do you break out of that loop?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is interesting because especially now, like when you do something that's abnormal to that structure, like work wise, at least, like I don't have like that regular schedule that a lot of people have anymore, because when you go to like the artistic route or whatever, it's just different.
Did you have an issue getting out of that?
I never,
Or were you never that person?
When I graduated, I went into acting right away, and I just became a bartender because I knew. I was like, that's what you do if you're going to be an artist. Like you just service industry so you can have a flexible job. So actually, since I graduated college, I always looked at whatever job I had as a job, but my artistic life was my career. Right. So it was always like, I wanted to have jobs that I didn't have to take the work home with me. And like, it was just, I just kind of looked at it like that. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. You need to fund what you're trying to do. But to what you were saying about, now I'm like lost. What were we just saying?
We're talking about the loop of society. the
Yeah.
modern loop of
Okay.
society.
Yeah. So, but there's also a value to having, like, for me as a dad, like, your kids go to school for, like, they need to get some like organization and learn that too. But yeah, you don't want to think like, oh, you're just training them for this like loop or whatever. But there's a functionality to it all, right? You have to have some functionality to society, and people have to go to work to make money to then pay for stuff, and then the businesses can thrive off people making, spending money, and like there's a lot of things that I guess I don't know I'm not smart enough to know like what you would have to do to break out of that.
Yeah.
Um,
No, society needs slaves.
that-
That's basically what we're saying. Is we need people to go to work.
but I mean, why does that have to be so negative? Like, you know what I mean? Like, couldn't
Well,
it be, to your point about just living life, is like you're living life. You
Look, if you
yeah.
want to get up every day and go sit in a cubicle,
but it doesn't have to be that though.
Well, yeah, it doesn't have to be that. But I'm saying like whenever I graduated college, I started working in IT,
Yeah.
and I would get up every day and I would go sit in an office, and my building was like, it was prime. Like it was, nothing was happening.
Yeah.
The worst thing that would ever happen is, hey, my computer's unplugged. And they would call me down to fucking plug the computer up. And I think the teachers were just hitting on me, what they were doing. But I was like, this sucks so fucking bad, dude. Like, I don't know how someone could do this for the next 30 years of their life.
No, I mean, look, that's the reason I do what I do. I never could imagine myself being like having like a job like that. So I feel you. I don't know the right answers to it, but all I do know is that I never want to like I don't want to say shame, but I never even want to put down or even talk about it a different way. Like the people who are completely happy and doing just, like live. You have
Are
your
they
family, you
happy,
go to work though. I mean,
That's
look,
my
you
question.
can't, honestly, I think there is a lot of people that they might not love their job, but they're able to still support their family, go home and just live a life. There's a lot of people who are still optimistic and still can live a good life without having a crazy existence. And I just know that that's like a big part of the,
Do you think that the family thing is programmed in as well? Because this also brings back to the chakra stuff.
Yeah.
Is where at the heart of this, we're an animal, but we're doing things like the divine, like making music and stuff.
Well, to go to your animal part, I mean, animals know I don't want to say animals know. What the hell am I saying? But like they recreate naturally. They're like, you have to like have more, like the population has to grow, right? So I think that's part of the animal, just like natural part. Like, what do you mean? You mean like, are we trained to be like, you have to get married and have kids and just keep it moving? Or,
No, I think I don't think it's trained. I think there's innate animal behavior in us because we are animals, right? My thoughts are, how do you make people overcome those behaviors?
Well, I think we're seeing, like less people are having kids now, right? Like,
I don't think that's an animal thing though. I think it's just like stressors of society.
And like just affording things.
Yeah. So I think it's like socially constructed.
You think so? It's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think some people like naturally feel like they always wanted to have kids. I feel like, and honestly, I always knew that I was gonna be the type of person that wanted to be a dad. So like I guess for me, it was a natural thing. I was just like, but also I had a good childhood. Like I grew up in a loving house, and like my parents are together, and I have one brother that we're like best friends, and like, so I think that plays into it all. You know what I mean? Like, of course, like if I had a good experience, I had like some great friends, grew up in a great like, just like a community that I really value. Why wouldn't I want to recreate that? Of course. So I think so much of it is about your own story and about the baggage that you're bringing, right? Like, so I don't know, but also to your real point, I do know this, it is just so expensive, like in general. So I don't shame people being like, I don't want to have kids. Like I can't afford this. Like it's hard. Like,
yeah,
totally get it. Like everything's expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. I've thought about the kids thing a lot. Doesn't seem like an experience I want to have.
Yeah. I mean, look, I know I have a lot of friends who share the same opinion.
I value my sleep way too much.
Yeah, that's the thing. It disturbs you. It shakes you up, shakes your life up a little bit.
Yeah, I do see in a lot of the men though that have kids, there's like a switch that flips in their brain. They go from like, this is fun what I'm doing to like now I have to like lock in.
Yeah. I'm trying to wonder if I definitely, changed a lot of things about me, but I don't know if I had like a crazy like, oh no, this is it. I just like I said, I was always just like, I'm gonna be a good dad. I'm like, let's just have fun. But I do want to share, I value showing my kids that I'm pursuing something that I like, am passionate about, whether or not I can, where it takes me. I mean, obviously I've done some cool stuff. But I think there's a big value to showing them that their dad is like just doing what he wants, like trying to attempting to do something that is maybe out of the norm and what he really wants to do. So that's an important thing that I do want to show my kids. Because I think that is honestly even more valuable than like when people talk about like whether it be nepotism or anything family like wise, when you're like, oh, he got the job because he's seen that.
Yeah.
I think what's most valuable is like people who had pictures, had images of somebody doing something different or crazy themselves. You're just more likely to be willing to try that and seeing that it's possible.
Right.
Like,
no, I love that. Yeah. My niece and my nephew, I'm trying to grab that. I'm trying to like lock that into their brains too.
yeah.
Just because like of what I do, like their mother and father followed in basically the exact same footprints as my mother and father did.
Okay. Yeah.
And so that's kind of like, I don't want them to be locked into that mentality as well. I want them to be able to escape if they want to.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think it's super valuable. Like that's what I was hearing about. That's what stuck out to me. I heard they were talking about some Hollywood, like kids in Hollywood. And you're like, actually, I think the most important thing is that they've seen their parents do it. So like, it's not that they're getting all the jobs because they know everybody. Maybe that helps, but I think you think you can work at Hollywood if you've seen your parent work in Hollywood or something like that. It's like, that's almost more valuable.
No, that's a great point, actually. Yeah. I mean, because whenever I was growing up, I never thought that, I could do some of the things that I've done. And then for whatever reason, I just went for them. Yeah. And they've happened.
There's Outliers, right? That's the Malcolm Gladwell book, by the way. It's called Outliers. Now I think about it. But there's Outliers, and then from the Outliers, you can start. Then maybe you get trickle effects from that, and you get like a family members who sees that. But there is always an outlier. Somebody has to be like, I want to do this. Yeah,
I believe that.
Yeah,
you think they're like the cancer though?
What do you mean?
Well, like outliers in the body, that's like cancer, right?
I mean, they could. I'm sure they could be. I mean, look. I guess you would say somebody doing something heinous is also an outlier too. Like,
I guess you'd be cancer to the system.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
I don't know. I like to break everything down into like, this is like the human body, like almost like the earth is a human body, and each person on the earth is a cell in the human body.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And you have to keep the cells kind of like working in the same area to like keep the body from being cancerous.
Do you smoke pot, or you just like that?
Well, I mean, I do partake in the
dude. I love this kind of shit.
Hell
no. That's a tripped out perspective. You know what I mean? It's a really cool take on like just like what, because dude, like we were saying before, nobody knows what the fuck we're doing here, or why we're here, or how we got here. So it's like it really could be anything.
Well, dude, now we can get in the juicy stuff then. So where can the people find your music? We'll switch over.
Yeah, we'll switch over. My man, keep up. So the David Lopez on socials, but if you go to Apple or Spotify or anything, it's David Lopez. Passion Park ENT is the company, passionparkent.com. But the thing that I am promoting right now is I got a new album's coming out. It's called 90 Miles Havana Nights. It's a series of albums, but the first one's coming out pretty soon here. The pre-order is now available on even.biz. So check that out. I would appreciate any support. I am really a proponent of going directly to fans now, especially when it comes to albums. So this might not get on streaming for a while. So if you're interested, check it out. It's a really fun project. And otherwise, go check out my other music on Apple and Spotify and all that jazz.
Yeah, do you have one song? I was trying to pull it up real quick that I was listening to last night. It was fucking dope as shit. I'm not even finding it right now.
You can just take out
Yeah, I think it's happening last night. Just your real name. David Lopez.
Walk of Fame is the one.
That's the one. Dude, that was it.
Let's go.
Yeah, dude, I heard that shit last night. I heard you sing it live too, but then after that, I went home and was listening to it on the roof, smoking a little weed.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I was like, this shit's fucking dope, dude.
I'm saying. I appreciate it. I said that song's gonna haunt people.
It's great, man. Did you make the beat and everything?
I did make the beat for that one.
Yeah, it's solid, dude.
Yeah, I produced as well. I mean, I work with a lot of producers, but like most of my biggest records I actually produced myself. So it's that's one of the things I'm super proud of. Like,
dude, you guys are doing great stuff. I look forward to seeing where you're going, and I appreciate you coming on the podcast today. And anytime you're back in New Orleans, hit me up, dog.
We'll be back. I appreciate you. Thanks for having me.